Hi, my name is Jessica.
And I'm Denisse.
And we're Homies in Retrograde. Okay, we started.
Hey.
Hi. We're back. It's so hot in Vegas.
Very.
It's always hot in Vegas.
Which is why I want to get out of here.
Honestly, on the way here, I was like, why do I torture myself year after year?
Like, I feel like humans are not supposed to live in this climate. Like, it's an abomination to nature, you know?
We're totally not. But then again, it's fucking hot everywhere. In Tokyo, it's like 105.
No, it isn't.
And I don't think they're used to that because in the daytime, their power grid, they have to shut off all the lights because it overheats.
Really? Oh, man.
So it's hot everywhere. We're just used to it. We're used to suffering.
Yeah, but I think as I'm getting older, like, my threshold for the heat just goes lower and lower, and...
Where would you move Mexico? Isn't it hot in Mexico?
Not all parts of Mexico are hot.
What part would you move to?
Sinaloa? No. That's like... I mean, I don't know, but if you go to the U.S., like... where it tells you the dangerous places to travel, that's like
number
code
one.
red. Yes.
That's number one. Well, aren't you right next to Sinaloa, your state?
Yeah.
So what are you, orange?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Make it stop. So where would you go?
I don't know yet. I'll let you know. I'm brainstorming. Well, I'm actually going on vacation next week.
Where?
Just so you know. I'm going to Guadalajara for a week.
Oh, where is that?
It's like in the middle of Mexico.
Oh my god, you're in New Mexico! Congratulations! When's the last time you went?
10 years ago.
You're going back to your people.
I'm going to the birthplace of tequila.
Yay! Is that like a holiday place? Like it's big on tourism?
Yeah. But it's not beachy. It's more like, you know, like all the traditional like arts and mariachis and...
Oh my gosh. And you're going to be speaking fucking Spanish all day.
I know.
When's the last time you did that?
I couldn't even tell you. 10 years ago, probably. Because I only speak Spanish to my mom here.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But my mom's gone.
Is Andres going to be okay? Speaking...
I don't know.
How much Spanish does he know? I know he doesn't really speak it.
He speaks it. He just doesn't speak it perfectly. So it'll be great practice for him.
For when you move him to Mexico?
Yes.
That's awesome.
You want to move with us to Mexico?
I don't know if Mexico's for me. Like, I'm doing Rosetta Stone, and I start getting frustrated very easily.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, they do speak English a lot, like in the big cities. So I think you'd be okay.
Thank you.
Think about it.
Well, Rosetta Stone, they don't tell you shit. They just make you guess. Like, it's like if you were to be transported to Mexico, nothing.
What do you mean, nothing?
I mean, they don't tell you what it means in English.
Oh, really?
You just start guessing by the pictures.
Then how do you learn?
That's how you learn. The hard way.
But what if you learn it wrong and they don't correct you?
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, my brother told me, because he was doing Rosetta Stone Spanish, that you have to, like, do, like, study books, too, with it. Or not, he's not doing Spanish, he's doing Italian. You have to do study books with it, because Rosetta Stone just, like, I don't even fucking know.
Do they have, like, different Spanishes?
Yeah, they have, well, they only have two. I think you know. Spain Spanish.
And, like, Latin America?
Yeah. But to be fair, when I, like, watch people from Spain speaking Spanish, I think I understand them better because they speak so slow.
So you're a colonizer supporter?
No, I can understand. That's all I'm saying, is that I can understand them.
So I haven't seen you in, like, almost a month. Or a month. I'm not sure. But how was your birthday?
My birthday was good. I got to go out to eat twice in one day. And I got Adidas slides. And I got myself a ton of fucking presents.
As you should. How old are you now?
29, I think.
No, you're not.
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay.
So I feel like that math doesn't add up.
No, that makes sense, right? I think I'm 29.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm going to be 34 and we're 5 years apart. 5 long years.
Oh my gosh.
So since I last saw you, we have way less rights now.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Except now it's getting like a little, those rules are getting blurry.
What do you mean?
Like the federal government just said that you still have to provide people with like the abortion pill in all states.
What?
So the pill is okay, but like abortion.
Like the procedure?
Yeah, it's state by state. So now I just think we're under, like, what are the rules? Now, because now we're undermining people.
I don't know.
Like, who's the boss?
Honestly, everything's a mess.
Did I tell you? So I've been, like, deep, you know, I love to know stuff. And once I, like, am interested in a topic, I go, like, full
Deep dive.
So I just learned that the Supreme Court justices that voted to lessen our abortion rights, everybody on the East Coast is going to their house and protesting. And
That's
these people
amazing.
are pissed. Like, the Supreme Court judges are pissed. So they're trying to get the local police to, like, stop them, right? Mm-hmm. But the local police aren't doing anything because the local police are saying that's federal business. Mm-hmm. And the federal government's saying, no, that's local business. So those two are fighting.
Oh.
And every day, all day, people are shouting outside their houses. And I think that is so funny.
I mean, what did they expect, to be
I know.
honest? But finally, I guess the ineptitude of our police
system.
force
Yeah.
is working in
Our
someone's favor.
Yeah. So, what else is happening?
I feel like a lot has happened.
They might take away gay marriage. We'll see. But that's a dangerous game. I just, I don't think these people, they remember, I mean, they're old enough to remember what happens when you take stuff away from gay people. But now it's going to be times 10 if you take away marriage.
True. I mean, I would say, like, oh, that's never going to happen. But I honestly never thought Roe v. Wade would get overturned. So.
I think this is like a never say never. Justin Bieber, shout out to you, Canadian.
Never say never.
A great Canadian. So, do you think we're kind of going the direction of civil war again?
Honestly, if you would have asked me this in June, I would have said no. But all recent events they've been quite the bummer. Like, I used to think, I guess I was more of an optimist, and I used to think, like, oh yeah, some things suck, but it'll get better. It'll get better. Now I'm not so sure. I really think now it's going to get a lot worse.
Before it gets better.
Before it ever gets better.
But to be fair, that's the way it's always been. Like, I mean, if you look through history, it's always gotten worse, and then gotten a little better, and then gotten worse, and then gotten better, and then gotten worse, so on and so forth.
True, but I guess this is my first time in this lifetime living through that. So it's scary.
Girl, you lived through 9/11.
I know, but we were way over here on the other side of the country.
Oh, that's true.
Like, it was still a lot.
I think maybe if we were there, it'd be way more.
But I think the biggest thing, I mean, keep in mind that I was like 12, I think.
You were 12?
Yeah. I was like 11 or 12.
I was
12.
Okay, so this is checking out, okay.
Yes, I was 12. I was in middle school. I remember, like, the biggest thing from 9/11 that affected me, and I mean no offense to anyone, but just, 12-year-old on the other side of the country, was that I didn't get to go trick-or-treating that year.
Oh my god, how? Oh, boo-hoo.
Hey, that was rough for me. I'm still recovering.
Oh my gosh.
But, yeah, remember the anthrax scares?
I know.
How anthrax was getting mailed. I still, to this day, don't know exactly what anthrax is. It was this white powder that supposedly killed you on contact.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
You remember that?
I do remember that, but that was like, it was kind of winding down when I first came to the States. I was on Guam when 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
But the Chinese now are sending seeds through the mail. Do you remember that?
Seeds?
Yeah, because it's bad for like certain climates in the States, and it'll like take over.
That is so petty. So they're mailing like invasive species of plants. Like, I want to not love that, but I kind of do. Like,
oh my gosh.
Did you see? Here's another thing of the random things I need to talk to you about. Did you see that in New York they put out a nuclear war PSA?
Oh my god, but I heard they only did that because New Yorkers were saying that they don't have a PSA for that.
Oh, I don't know.
Like,
then.
that's the thing they don't know how to deal with the most. Mm-hmm. So that's why they're doing it, they said. They don't really feel like it's a threat.
Okay, I feel like I don't live in New York, so I don't know how it was rolled out, but I feel like if we're here and just without warning, I start getting like...
Could you imagine, like, terrorists...
Nuclear war PSAs?
Double, like, terrorist attacks, like 9/11, and then they have a new one? That'd be crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Like, they only target New York? That's insane.
Well, it is like one of the probably biggest cities in the world, population-wise.
You think Trump's gonna go to jail? Have you been following that?
I was, but, like...
I don't understand what's happening.
For the last week or so, I really unplugged because it was really, like...
Insane?
It was getting to me.
Really?
I was, like... I was ready to make a run for it so I wouldn't end up, like, a handmaid or something. But, I mean, everything... What I did see, I haven't seen, like, the last couple of, like, meetings. What do they call it?
Hearings.
Yeah, hearings. There you go. But, I mean, is he going to go to jail? I don't know, because he's rich and white. But I feel like everything's there to be like, you fucked up, Trumpy
What's
boy.
crazy to me is that they just kind of let them break in.
Right?
If it was anybody else, you know, they'd be getting shot.
Well, that's, like, another thing, like, I don't want to put it on record that I don't trust the police, but I think, I mean, it's been a while, but I think after certain things that have happened, like, in these weeks, I really don't trust the police. So I just feel like, I think that's what was sending me over the edge, was that, like, I feel like there's no safety net, there's no order to anything, like, you don't know who's on which side, and it's scary.
It is pretty scary. No. Oh my gosh.
What?
We're talking about the government and the police. I just got a jury summons.
Wonderful.
You are so lucky
That I'm not a citizen.
that you don't have to get a jury summons. These things are so annoying, and like I have to gas my car. I have to go all the way down there.
Also, you got selected?
Oh no.
Or you're in the process?
Well, see, I don't. Okay, so when you get jury summons, it just says on this day, make sure you're not doing anything.
Okay.
And then the night before, you have to call to see if you have to come in. But one time I had to come in, and let's just say I know how to get out of this, and I will get out of it, and I am not happy, and I let them know.
You just
survey,
start
I'm not
shouting
happy.
radical things.
No, you can't, because then you get held in contempt, because there is a judge there.
Whoa. That's funny because Andres loves jury duty.
What?
Yeah, my husband loves jury duty. He's only done it once, but it was like...
Did he actually get picked?
Yeah.
Whoa, what the fuck? I did everything in my power to sound like a psychopath.
Yeah, and you still got through?
No,
Or
I
they
didn't get
dismissed you?
through. They dismissed me.
Oh, okay.
But they made me stay in from 7 in the morning till 5 p.m. So the entire time, I'm just like BSing these people. I'm like, I believe the police. The police know better than these criminals. I go, that white man looks guilty.
Oh my gosh. Like, I mean, this as a compliment, but I bet you play crazy really good.
I do. And I honestly don't want to go. I hate this. I wish you could opt out. Because obviously, there are people out there that want to do it.
Yeah. Send the summons over to my house.
And I really don't.
Oh my goodness.
You have to park, then you have to walk through the ghetto.
We don't say ghetto anymore.
I'm sorry. I have to walk through the homeless to get to the courthouse, and there's no food.
But they feed you, don't they?
They don't feed you.
Oh, okay, then
They
I'm
only
out.
feed you if they pick you.
Gotcha.
They herd you into this big room, and then you wait, and then they put you in a courtroom sometimes, and lawyers vet you, and it's just so annoying.
But don't you want to do your part
No.
of your civil duties?
Oh my god. Oh, I hate these people. I don't want to do it. And I don't. Gas is expensive.
Gas is expensive. Everything's expensive.
I know.
That's what I mean. We're like in a dumpster fire. Like I thought.
Oh, hold on. Don't complain about
God.
gas, because in Portugal it's like $11.
That's a lot.
And in Europe, I didn't realize, like, the Europeans were making fun of us because we're over here crying about gas, like $5.12. In California, it's $7. Texas is like 3 some only.
What?
But in Texas before, it was like 1 some. But they have all the oil. But in Europe, those motherfuckers have to pay so much.
Really?
Like $12,
Oh my gosh.
$11.
That's a lot.
To be fair, their countries are not that big.
True. But I feel like all the other countries in the world are kind of laughing at us right now, like pointing and laughing
Why?
because of the shit show that we are.
Listen, we all go through it. The French are the last people that should laugh at us. Can we talk about Marie Antoinette? They fucking killed all their royalty off. They're crazy.
Hey, they gave us a Statue of Liberty.
Thanks. Good looking out. The British, they had Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson, you know, though. He, like, stepped down. That guy's crazy. Russia? No, Russia's a joke. China? I don't know what's happening with China. Japan's okay.
Well, they're sending us seeds, apparently.
And Japan now cannot talk about American gun violence.
Why? Did they have some shootings?
Oh my god, are you kidding me? You didn't know about that? Mm-mm. They killed, like, the longest running prime minister. Well, he wasn't prime minister
I did hear about that.
Dude, the Japanese are innovative, because that gun was, like, duct taped to, like, poles, cut off poles. You know what I mean? It was like a ballistic. That didn't even look like a gun to me.
Was it like a homemade gun?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Now, those are smarties.
I can barely make a burrito at home. Like, yeah, that's another, like, I forget, like, I have a hard time with the concept of time. Mm-hmm. So I forget what happened, like, we already saw each other before we saw each other last. But, yeah, it just seems like a lot of shootings.
I'm thinking about getting a gun. You know what? Because what beats a gun?
A gun?
A gun.
So you would be one of those people that's like, arm the teachers.
No, I didn't say that. But to be fair, mm-hmm. you know they're never gonna take away the rights to, like, bear arms. Because mm-hmm. I honestly think that's their way of making sure that if anybody tries to invade the States, they have already a at-home army. How many people do you know own a gun? I know so many people that own guns.
Really? I don't think I know anyone that owns a gun. Do you own a gun?
Not yet, but I'm going to get it.
No, we are getting to that time where, again, all my preparation for the near future turmoil that might happen, it comes from the Handmaid's Tale. So.
Oh my god, throw it out the window, buy a gun.
Yes.
Hold on, can you buy a gun?
Yes, I can buy a gun, I'm pretty sure.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes. Hold on. Yeah, you should be able to, right?
Yes, I think you just have to be of age, basically.
No, I meant, like, you have to be a citizen to buy a gun, or no?
I don't know. I've never been interested in it, so now I feel like I have to look it up. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we have 2 more topics, and then we can get to, like, what we're supposed to be actually talking about. 1, is Britney Spears okay again? Because I've been seeing her posts on Instagram, and they are really concerning. And also, mm-hmm. did you hear her new rendition of Baby?
Yes. Iconic immediately is what I'll say. Is Britney okay? Are any of us okay?
Yeah,
really?
But is she okay?
Honestly, I don't know.
I saw the post when she was on vacation. Hold on, are we too loud? Am I very loud?
I don't know.
I saw the post when she was on vacation, and she just decided she wanted to hold this baby for like 2 hours.
That's the funny thing is that's the second time that has happened in the last few months. She had another post where she was holding a random baby. I think she just really wants a baby, which is really sad, but
she can have a baby. She can adopt.
I know. Does she know? I don't know. See, the thing is, like, is she okay? I don't know. Is she better than she was last year? Probably, but I don't think people realize, like, how much abuse mm-hmm. she went through. Like, I wouldn't be all there. Like, I feel like we don't even know the half of it. I mean, her dad had listening devices all over her house. Like, her dad probably heard her doing the nasty with her man. Like, oh that's weird. She couldn't even get undressed by herself. She always had someone watching her.
Why?
I feel like, exactly.
That's crazy.
So I feel like that messes you up, you know?
True.
But her last post, I have to talk about it. Did you see the last post she posted about Selena Gomez?
No, the last thing I saw that she posted was that new Baby.
Okay, she posted, I think, just yesterday. Mm-hmm. You know, her usual rambly posts. Mm-hmm. But I can't tell if it's shade at Selena Gomez or not.
Why? What does it say?
It says,
it's a picture of Selena, right?
It's a picture of Selena Gomez with a doll in her mouth and a skirt that says happy. Mm-hmm. And the post says, she came to my wedding. The 3 most beautiful women in Hollywood. Drew Barrymore, Paris Hilton. I had no idea. I was so happy. She told me. She being Selena, I think. Mm-hmm. I just want you to be happy. 3 times. My mother does that as well. It was so cool. She was able to get to me and share her thoughts. Although I've been forced to see people against my will my whole life, she was a beautiful surprise. And there's more, but basically,
How did she get into the wedding if she didn't know she was coming?
Brittany hates her mom, but she's comparing Selena to her mom. So I don't know if it's sarcasm or if now we hate Selena Gomez. And 2, she didn't know Selena was going to be at her wedding. So did Brittany not make her own guest list for the wedding?
I don't know.
Like, something's not adding up.
Maybe Selena was somebody's +1.
Maybe. I don't know. The mystery continues. The mystery that is Britney Spears. Will we ever know all the answers? I don't know.
Probably not.
You gotta buy that book when it comes out, okay?
Oh, there's a book coming out?
Yes, she's writing a book.
Okay, next thing we have to talk about, since I guess we're done with Britney.
What if No, I'm not. I'm never done with Britney.
Okay.
What if Britney's book is just like her rambly posts, just page after page after page of...
Oh, stop, bitch. I know you're still gonna read it. You're gonna be on that plane just reading away.
I'm gonna buy like 10 copies. You're getting one for Christmas, just so you know.
That'd be awesome. Okay.
So what's the other thing we gotta talk about?
Oh my god. Okay, so Rebel Wilson came out of the closet, right? Did you see that?
I heard she was forced out of the closet.
Oh, that's right. By an Australian paper.
Which, not cool. But yes, go on.
So... Her girlfriend is so pretty. And I never understood, like, couple goals. I just thought that's something people say, like, straight people. Mm-hmm. But now I get it. I think their relationship, I mean, from what I can tell, is so cute.
I'm looking them up because I definitely read about this, about her coming out. But I didn't really...
They've been on a fucking European excursion for the last, like, month.
What's her girlfriend's name?
Her girlfriend's name is Ramona.
First of all, that's a great name.
Oh, see, that's them. It's one of Rebel Wilson's posts.
Oh, they're so cute.
I know, and they've just been hanging out in fucking Europe. Well, I think Rebel, I don't know where she is now, but I know her girlfriend's still in fucking Turkey.
That's amazing. That's the dream, right?
I know. And I know before Rebel Wilson was dating, like, a billionaire from, like, the Bush family, or not the Bush family, what's the beer family?
The what?
Hold on. What's a famous, Budweiser.
Okay.
His family owns Budweiser.
Mm-hmm. She was dating the Budweiser heir.
Mm-hmm. And then they broke up, and then I guess she got with this chick.
Damn.
And I think they are so cute.
This chick must be something, because Budweiser money is... good money.
Let me tell you, when times are good, people are drinking. When times are bad, people are drinking.
True.
When's the last time you had a drink?
The last time I had a drink? I couldn't even tell you.
I know you're not really a drinker anymore.
I'm
Neither
not.
am I.
No.
I had a drink on my birthday.
You go, girl.
Thank you.
What'd you have?
A 7 and 7.
What the hell's a 7 and 7? Is it 7 Up?
7 Up, and I think it's Seeker's 7 whiskey.
Oh, okay.
But that's usually what I drink.
Did you go out partying, or was that at dinner?
No, that was just at dinner.
Cool. I mean, you're our 29-year-old lady now.
Thank you so much.
I mean, you can't get an abortion, but you can have a drink.
I can in Nevada.
That's true. Let's see how long it lasts. Also, the other crazy law that passed about religion in schools.
Oh, yeah, the one about the Jew that was doing the prayers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God, that's crazy. Well, I think he has the right to pray, to be honest.
In school?
I mean, he's not doing it in school, right? He's doing it during football. Well,
I think that's what it was, but it's leading prayer in schools, in public schools.
I don't believe that then.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. See, with abortion and this law, like...
I think if you're a Muslim and, they pray, like, several times a day, so you take a minute and you go to your prayers and you come back, that's one thing.
Well, I think that was already protected under freedom of religion.
Yeah, because that's, like, singular. Mm-hmm. If you're bringing people into it, I don't like it.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, all these laws that are passing are so, like, from the Bible, basically. Like, that's their whole argument.
Okay.
And I don't care about the Bible.
So one of the Supreme Court justices, one of the conservative ones, I know he was, like, I read an article about, like, how he was trying to, like, legalize guns again in New York City because it's illegal to have them, I think, within city limits, but I think they're going to overturn it, or they already did, so they can have it, because he said guns are like the legacy, American legacy.
That's
so I
nice.
think these people think of like, so when we think of the past, we think of it like everything America's done wrong, right? And there's some good things. There's some good things that happen. But it's mostly like crazy ass shit like slavery,
concentration
segregation,
camps.
Concentration camps. We like to pretend that didn't happen. All kinds of shit like hatred towards immigrants, even though most Americans are immigrants.
True.
Even all the European ones, like all the white ones, your ancestors have not been here like 10 generations. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, so they're trying to paint like this great American, like almost like a Southern past. You know, like Southern bells and stuff. Oh, it's so great. Everybody should have a gun. I don't think everybody should have a gun. I think they should tighten up gun
laws.
Yeah, gun laws and the ways to get guns, to obtain guns. I think they should make you buy a safe before you get a gun so that your kids don't get your gun and then shoot each other.
That is a great idea.
Because that's a thing that has happened. I think if you have anger problems, no gun.
But how would you go about that? Like a psych evaluation?
Yeah, but they won't do it. Just like how America will never be a part of the metric system.
Honestly, that is such a disservice to all Americans because anytime you leave the fucking country, like, I feel dumb as hell. If I don't have my phone, I'm useless out of the country.
I'm starting to get the metric system. The temperature thing, that's where it, like, I start leaving.
Really? Because for me, the temperature one is the easiest. It's the only one well, actually, I don't know it, like...
By heart? Yeah.
All I know is that Fahrenheit is about twice as much as Celsius. Not exactly, but... So if you tell me, like, oh, it's 18 degrees Celsius, I'm like, oh, well, that must mean it's around 36. Wait, did I do that right? Yes, I did.
I think it's like the 20... We are the only people... We call it military time. But everybody else uses, like, 24-hour, like, time. So when people are like, oh, it's, I don't know, 1400, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
If you kind of think of it, it makes sense. 8 a.m., 8 p.m., why do you have 2 8s? I don't know.
That is true. That's why we gotta move to Europe.
I can't even move to Europe. Every world war starts in Europe.
You would never move out of the U.S.?
No, I would move out of the U.S., not to Europe, though.
Where are you going? Tell me.
Where would I go? Singapore. I'd go to Asia.
Okay.
But I would never, like, disavow, what do you call it, expatriate? I would never...
Expat.
Yeah, I would never become an expat because my American citizenship is my safety net.
That's true. That's why I gotta get on that ASAP.
So if I were to, like, live in Singapore and shit starts popping off in, like, China, goodbye. I'm going back to mainland America where everybody has a gun.
Great. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could ever move permanently, but I definitely need a break from the U.S. Yes.
So you think you'd go to Mexico?
For a break, yes. Because...
Well, it kind of is. It's your second home.
It's cheaper. I speak the language. I like the food. That's it.
Do you think it'd be crazy if you go back to Mexico and you live in a very, like, non-touristy area? Because you're not... Well, yeah, I can say this. You're not used to, like, being... What do you call it when you're in the country and it's all... No, it's all, like, all one people. Like, in Japan, if you go to rural Japan, it's, like, all just Japanese people.
Like, no diversity? I don't know. I don't know if I wouldn't want it because of that. I just know, like...
Oh, no.
I'm not a country girl. Like, I need a city. Like, a city.
Would you ever live in Mexico City?
It wouldn't be my first choice, but there's a lot to do. It is sinking into the ground about 16 inches a year.
I feel like you keep on telling me this, I'm always surprised.
Yes.
Hold on, let me ask you another question. Would you ever live in Spain?
Yeah.
For a break?
Yeah.
I would fucking visit you in Spain, 100%.
Okay, let's
just so
do
I
it.
could bug you.
Well, the whole thing for me is the language. I don't think I'm brave enough to go somewhere with a language barrier.
Language barrier?
Yes.
You speak Spanish.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. You're asking me, like, would you live here?
Yeah.
I'm saying, basically, I feel like speaking Spanish and English opens up a lot of countries.
You can live in Germany.
Yeah, but so basically, if they speak English or Spanish, I'd consider it. But like, yeah, like parts of Asia or like, I don't know, parts of Europe where they don't, I don't think I'm brave enough. Like, I already had to learn a second language. I don't want to go back to that.
I'm trying to learn your first language, and it's so fucking hard.
You have to immerse yourself.
Well, if you go to Mexico and stay there for a while, I'll go visit you there, as long as it's not Sinaloa.
Okay.
Because that's the red area.
Yes. Okay.
Could you imagine if you lived in fucking Acapulco or Cabo? Is it Cabo?
Cabo.
Cabo?
That'd be amazing. Actually, one of the cities in Mexico, what is it? I forgot the name, but Mexico has the second safest city in the world after Toronto, Canada. It's in southern Mexico, over by like the pyramids and stuff.
Really? So closer to like the border of southern Mexico?
Yeah.
Interesting. I love that. I love that for Mexico. Nowhere in the U.S. is safe. I was watching...
The U.S. doesn't even have a city in the top 10 of the safest cities in the world.
Well, let me tell you, I was watching like the shooting in Japan, and they all just turned around after the first shot, because he didn't get shot, or like he didn't die or get hit until the second shot. That first shot, they all paused and looked around. I said, no, no, no. In America, first shot, everybody's running. Everybody's
in America,
screaming.
like, someone pops a balloon and I'm out. Like, I run first, ask questions later.
Exactly. The Japanese, I said, they're ill prepared.
That's another thing, like, with the shootings. Can we talk about the 4th of July parade shooting?
Oh.
Like, if that doesn't tell you, you know, where we're at in America right now.
What I'll have to say is, I will never go to large gatherings again. Except
Really?
maybe in Texas. Because for some reason...
Because everyone has a gun.
Yeah, for some reason they all bring their guns. Because it's open carry, and I think... I don't know about concealed weapons, but it's open carry.
But does it really make you feel safer that everyone has a gun, or is it scarier?
Well, I feel safer because everybody I'm with has a gun, so...
Okay. So you're just gonna duck and let everyone...
I'm 4'11", so yes, I will be ducking.
You don't even have to duck.
Thanks, bitch. Yeah.
But see, that's another reason why, like, I feel like I need a break from the U.S. because I don't want to start going to large gatherings, but every time I do go, like, whether it's a concert or a movie...
You're worried?
I'm worried. Like, in the back of my head, it's there, you know?
Ever since, like... it started getting really crazy, like consistently more and more mass shootings, I always have that thought in the back of my head, especially after the one that was in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, and that was such a big one.
Yeah, it's always in the back of my head. And, like, I'm always, this is crazy, I'm always looking for exits now.
Same.
So when we go to the movie theater, I will sit specifically in a place where if I have to get up real fast, I can, like, go towards the exit in the movie theater. Also, do you remember when we were kids, you could exit through those exits?
Oh, like the ones in the theater?
Yeah.
But now they're all labeled, like, emergency exits?
Yeah, like, I remember going to, like, Santa Fe and just going out that exit. Instead of having to, like, go through the casino. Also, Texas Station is, like, getting...
demolished.
Yeah.
Texas Fiesta and the other Fiesta are all...
That's crazy, because I see all those casinos all the time. I was wondering why Texas hadn't opened again.
I think they never fully recovered from pandemic. Like, it never opened after that. Since quarantine. But I forgot what we were talking about already. Oh, yeah, that I don't think it's normal. Like, I think for us it's the norm, and that's part of, like, why feel like I need a break, because I feel like my judgment is being clouded by the toxicity of U.S. living. Like, it shouldn't be normal to always be scared or to always need a plan to escape in case there's a shooting. And, like, you work at a school. Can I say that? We've said it before. Okay. You work at a school. Like, that doesn't scare you? Because I'm scared for you.
Well, I've already determined that I don't owe these kids anything. So I am leaving.
Oh my God.
I am young enough to jump fences. Goodbye, amen, God bless.
Oh my gosh. Well, I wouldn't blame you, but I don't want you to have to jump fences.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, in Arizona recently, they are allowing people, as long as you're going to school for teaching, it doesn't matter how many credits you have, you can start teaching at the school and going to school. So if you're taking like one class at a time, you could really milk it.
Oh, really?
Because they're so desperate for teachers.
I know. I heard it was the same here. I heard they were opening teaching positions to like people without a degree.
Yeah, it's been like this for like 2 or 3 years. That's why, like I was telling you about my position, like I'm a SOSA, because I'm like the person that's supposed to be like, there's holes in the
Filling
ship,
in.
and I fill them in. But then teachers would just dip out in the middle of the year, so I'd have to take over their class as a teacher, and that's so annoying to me.
You don't like having the same class?
No. But also I'm supposed to be in charge of like lesson plans and stuff, and like report cards and fucking speaking to their parents.
That's a lot.
But I'll tell you what, in the less fortunate neighborhoods, now they're gonna start paying like way more.
Because people don't want to work there?
Exactly.
Damn. But see, like, that's so sad. Like, that's... I mean,
they don't, the government, or not the government, but, well, people don't value teachers, but they'll value them when, like, there's none left. But they don't value them. They don't want to give them raises. They have to, like, teachers have to deal with a lot.
No, yeah, totally. I think teachers should be paid way more than they're paid. But I think it's kind of like a crisis right now where, like, nobody... Not to be Kim Kardashian and say nobody wants to work, but I just feel like people are fed up of being, like, underpaid and overworked.
Oh my God,
people are just quitting. And, like, a boomer, I think, might say, like, oh, you're lazy, go work. But it's just, like, the conditions of a lot of places here, especially, like, in corporate America, like, they treat their workers like shit.
Oh my God, I know.
Right? So, like, and mix that with the fact that everything's so expensive, everyone's, like, falling into fucking poverty. Not everyone, but, you know, I think a lot more people than past few years, which is why I need my break. I'm going to Mexico, where my money can, like, sustain me for a year or so, you know? I feel like if both me and my husband quit and stayed here, we'd be broke within a year. But, I mean, Mexico's not the only place like that where it's cheaper to live, but I feel like we could probably do that. Would
you live in, like, the safest part of Mexico? Like, that's the stupidest question. Hold on. That's not what I meant to ask.
No, girl, I want danger.
I was going to say, would you live in a place that you've never been? Because I know you haven't been to every place in Mexico.
I haven't been to most of Mexico.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because you've been most of the U.S.
I know more of the U.S. than I know parts of Mexico.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I'm most likely would be living somewhere I haven't lived before.
I think that's interesting and very brave, because I would expect somebody to go, like, live in their hometown with their family, but I know that would bring you a lot of drama.
Yes. But see, I feel like I need that experience of, like, living somewhere, because I've pretty much lived here my whole life in Las Vegas, and I feel like everyone needs that experience where you, like, move somewhere new.
I'm not gonna lie, I would consider Europe if that whole thing in the Ukraine was not happening.
Oh yeah, war in the Ukraine.
And then Asia, I don't know about Asia right now because of COVID. It'd be harder to go.
I don't know, man. I want out of this reality. I need a new one. How do we make that happen? I don't know, but...
Administration? I wonder if you can charge the Supreme Court.
Like take them to court? Take the Supreme Court to court? I don't know.
There's always a first.
That's true, but see, that's the thing, like how we were talking about, things are going to get worse before they get better. I don't think we have the attention span right now here in America to have the numbers, to have people come together in large enough numbers to, like, because I forgot what country it is, but I was watching something on the news where, like, I think it was gas prices, they were, like, sky high, maybe you know the country, So all the citizens just left their cars in the middle of the street, and they just all took to the streets. They went down to like some government buildings and basically raised hell until somehow they fixed it. Like, I know we have marches and protests, but I think at the end of the day, like, nothing happens. You know what I mean?
I just don't think like the liberals know how to convey information to us. Because, like, let me tell you, the Republicans are doing a fantastic job relaying information to their
reaching
people.
their target
Yeah,
audience, yes.
Exactly. And conveying information to them. But, like, I don't know, hit me up. Tell me what to do on Instagram. Tell me what to do on Twitter. Just say, hey, there's a rally. Do this. Vote for this. I'll do it. I won't do jury duty, though.
Okay. So no jury duty for you, but rallies with
But
the Republicans,
really, yeah, but
yes.
they know, no, not the Republicans, the liberals. And even the liberals, I'm not even sure what's happening with them because they don't tell anybody anything. And Joe Biden, like, he knew this Supreme Court decision was going to happen like a month before it happened, right? So he should have had his response
Something
ready.
prepared, yeah. Well, did you see the interview, Kamala Harris? Where has Kamala Harris been?
I know.
I feel like I have not seen her since inauguration. But anyway, she gave an interview, I forgot to who, here in the U.S., and the interviewer asked her, there's so many things going on. What are you going to do about it? Isn't it time to do something about it? And her response was, do something about what? Like, girl, you're the vice president. Have a better answer than that.
Here it is. It's like they were the less of two evils.
True.
There was Satan on earth.
Satan reincarnated.
Hitler Jr., or Sleepy Joe. And you know what? Sleepy Joe, I'm not going to lie, I voted for that sleepy old man.
I mean, yeah, which is why, like, that's a whole nother convo. But, the bipartisan system is...
I always say that. Why do we only have two parties? Both parties suck. I don't like either of them.
But you know what you were saying about how Republicans really have a way of
Giving
reaching to their target audience? I think the problem with liberals is that there's a division. I think there's like moderate liberals and there's like radical liberals. And I think those two can't get it together.
Let me tell you, the radical Republicans and the regular Republicans, they got it together.
They're all
crazy.
one big happy family.
I know.
Yeah, you gotta give it to them.
God, fuck all of this. Maybe I'll go to France. Those guys are trying to make sure abortion doesn't get taken away from them.
Let's do it.
I can't go to France.
Okay, then never mind.
I don't know.
You can't live off croissants and escargot.
I mean, they're kind of mean. I can do mean, but not 24/7. Do
you think French are meaner than New Yorkers?
I don't know. I think New Yorkers are funny.
Really? Well, that's because you're mean. You're funny mean.
And I speak English. They speak English. I speak English.
So you fit right in, probably.
But, I don't know. I think I'd move to, Norway.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Iceland. I don't know if I can afford Iceland. Because then that's, a quick trip back to the States if I have to go. I always have an exit strategy.
Okay. By next time, I want you to tell me your plans in case civil war breaks out. Are you staying here? Or are you dipping? Because I'm dipping.
Civil war? Where would I go?
mean, is that the worst case scenario? Civil war? Or do you think there's something worse? See, the thing is... Sorry, I'm basically talking to myself. But the thing is, how we were talking about how things are so messed up and work culture in the U.S. is so toxic. And this is what I mean by, I feel like people don't have the attention span to really band together and make some changes happen. Let's say Walmart or Amazon. If every single worker in Walmart or Amazon just left their job, just went on strike and left,
they would give you what you wanted.
Yeah, I feel like they would crumble.
Oh my God, it's like that time. Remember when I quit my job?
Yes.
And then they gave me what I wanted and I came back.
They're no, just kidding, come back.
I fucking kamikaze that shit.
That's what I mean. All these huge companies are underpaying. It's basically borderline slave labor at this point in some companies. And people don't see that.
I think it's like, okay, so when I quit my job, you have to be angry enough and just be done enough to do it. And I think people, they're just so used to the bullshit, they just take more and more and more and more.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like there's so many families, or not even families, just individuals that are like drowning and barely making ends meet, but yet they don't want to quit their job, you know? Their low-paying job, like, even though they're being abused and overworked, they just keep going and going and going. And
I think because they feel like there's no other choice, especially if you don't have a college degree.
No, you're right. I mean, I definitely have to acknowledge that I'm in a privileged spot as far as, like, I'm not rich, let's start there. But you know what I mean? I'm not drowning in bills like a lot of people are, you know? So
I think the consequences of like especially the abortion stuff and like overworking people, it's gonna take especially the abortion thing, it's gonna take like a generation to fight. Those people are gonna be dead by the time the people that made this decision will be dead by the time like the consequences really start showing. But yeah, I don't know. Back to what we're supposed to be talking about. Women in history. So women have been a big part of history, obviously.
Not that you would know.
Yeah, not that you would know, because everybody that was writing history were men. Women were not allowed to be educated.
Well, how I mentioned to you that doc, The Ascent of Women, in the first part, it literally goes to, like, the beginning of civilization, right? And it talks about how, like, most of the societies in the very beginning were either matriarchal or egalitarian, you know? So patriarchy was not a thing from the beginning. Patriarchy was made by men, like greedy men, no offense, men. But I just found it so interesting that, you know, it wasn't always there.
I mean, I think the big keys to power are religion, keeping people ignorant. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was one of the first things, you know.
I was trying to think of a third, but I had
That's
nothing.
it.
I had nothing.
Just religion, keeping people ignorant.
And then maybe like making sure their basic needs are met.
Yeah.
So they don't rise up against you, like in what is it, Sri Lanka?
Yes. So, yeah, that's exactly what they did, you know, back in the beginning of time. Well, not time, but you know what I mean. That was one of the first things they did. They took access to education away from women. They stopped letting women learn how to read, you know, all that good stuff. And from there, it's just been downhill for us.
Oh, it ticked up a little bit. I
can own property now, I guess, so.
Yeah, you can have a bank account.
But imagine if patriarchy hadn't taken off the way it did. Do you think we'd be in the same spot?
No.
No?
We'd be in a better spot. We'd be living on Mars. Probably discovering other galaxies.
Yes.
The thing about it is that I think it's so crazy that people just want their own race or their own like ethnicity is race.
I honestly don't know the difference. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
Basically, they just want like people like them to be at the top. But if we all like shared information, if we all like came together as not as a country, as a planet, we could fucking already be living on Mars. Mars would be a lush planet. Somebody would have solved that shit. We could probably space travel like in Star Wars.
We could probably time travel.
We could probably fucking time travel if a bitch was in charge. I should have to stop saying bitch. I just love, that's my favorite word.
I feel like men and religion have like held back Earth's progress for centuries now.
It's like, I don't understand. Well, I get it from their perspective because they're like, oh, we've been in charge for so long. And I hate it when people on TikTok, like white people are like, well, it's hard out there for white men. Well, motherfucker, it has been hard for the rest of us for most of history. It's hard for you now.
Welcome to the club.
I know.
I mean, I don't know how it's hard out there for white men, but
it's because the internet's ganging up on them, gang.
It's because I just love how people nowadays, it's like, if you call someone out for doing something inappropriate, they're like, oh no, I'm attacked.
I honestly believe by the end of our lifetime, we'll have more of a cohesive, like, world culture. World culture that we can, like, especially people from our generation can communicate more effectively to get things done.
Have you ever heard of remote viewing?
Is that when you spy on people on cameras? Is that what it is?
No, but
what
I could
it?
see how you came to that conclusion. It's basically, I guess, I don't know if you could call it a pseudoscience, but it's basically when you try to see things with your mind.
Oh my god, how are we getting to this conversation?
Stay with me. I swear it correlates. Okay, so the government actually had a program for this. I think
probably still do.
In the 70s or 80s, right? So it's basically the concept where, like, if I focus right now on the Chick-fil-A on the other side of town, like, I could see it in my mind, right?
Of course you can. You've seen it before. Why wouldn't you be able to see it?
Just stay with me, okay? Don't question me with logic.
Okay.
Basically, I'm saying all this just to basically tell you an anecdote about this guy who, he's been doing these experiments for years. So, like, in the 70s, he got a bunch of people, I think like 40 plus people, and he led them through, like, a meditation or something, and he guided them to remote view 50 years into the future, right? Let's pretend it's real.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
So that was in the 70s. So now, in these last couple of years, he did the same experiment again to see if he would get the same answers again about what's going to happen in the future.
Okay.
So basically, both groups in the 70s and recently, they both kind of said the same thing that you're saying about having, like, more of a world culture. Both groups saw us living in smaller communities, growing our own food, and basically having more of a world culture versus what we have now.
Well, it makes sense because, I don't know how that motherfucker knew, but we had the internet. And the internet really brings us together. Sometimes I'm so ignorant because in America we're so used to just being fed American things, like American media. Sometimes I'll be reading shit on Twitter or on Reddit, and I'll just automatically think that the person that's writing from their perspective on a topic is American. But they'll be from, like, Belgium, from, like, Mexico, and all kinds of places. And I'm like, oh my god, I always forget.
It kind of throws me off. When you're right, because I do the same thing. I assume everyone's American, which is horrible. But then when they throw in that curveball, I'm like, oh, there's people outside of America.
And I really think it's crazy that, like, our American culture is so ingrained in other cultures because they view more of our media than we do of their media. Like, for us to watch stuff from... First of all, for us to watch, like, anything dubbed is, like, for, like, us going out of our way. Like, I know most people don't even watch British things in the States because they're like, oh, I don't like the accent. But, like, for people to be like, oh, I think it's so amazing that people, like, watch anime now, even dubbed. Because they're, like, going out of their way. And that's not a very American thing to be like, oh, I'm going to read this. First of all, Americans fucking hate reading. They hate it. They do not. Our library is not full right now.
That's true.
So I think it's awesome, so you learn about Japanese. I think the biggest culture clash is the Western world versus the Eastern world. Let me tell you, I've been to the Eastern world, and it scared me. Not scared me, but it's so different.
Culture shock.
Yeah, like, they like to say that, like, in Asia, it's, like, a culture of, like one. Like, there's no individualism. I forget what that word's called. But, like, let me tell you, I went to, like, Vietnam And you know, in the States, every row, when you get off the plane, takes their turn. In Asia, oh my God, they're like battling in the rows. It's like a battle everywhere you go.
Oh my gosh.
There's no stoplights to cross streets. You just cross them, and people on scooters will just go around you. I'm not even joking. It was so scary. I loved it.
I mean, yeah, that is definitely very American. We're very self-involved, I would say.
Like, most Americans do not know, unless it's mentioned or it somehow affects America, what the fuck is happening outside of the States. If you were to ask some Americans who Boris Johnson is, they're not going to fucking know. And you know, to be honest, they're not going to fucking care.
Well, honestly, I think you're 100% correct. But I also think that's really part of what's led to, like, this culture that we have going on right now with the Proud Boys and white supremacy, because all these people have been fed for years and years and years that they're the best, you know, and they're special and they deserve things just for being a white American, you know?
I really think that you have to look at demographics as well, like where these people are from. Alabama has the worst school district in the country. After Alabama, it used to be us. Amen, God bless. But now Arizona has replaced us, and now we're 28. Or not 28, I'm so dumb. Go 48. Go for, see, I told you. I don't even know how to count.
Thank you, Clark County school system, yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
I think the smartest schools are on the coast. Either coast. The rest of us dum-dums. We got crumbs.
Oh my gosh. We're lucky we know how to read. I guess.
We're lucky we know how to fucking count.
I mean, I to this day do not know how to multiply decimals.
Really?
Yes, can you teach me?
That's my problem. I have a problem with measurements.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I can do it on a calculator, but I can't.
See, and then in Finland, they're like, it's Finland or Sweden, how they have the smartest kids because they teach them how to do it on paper, and then they just give them fucking calculators.
But then they know already how to do it.
Exactly. In the States, they won't give us calculators. Well, not when you're not in higher education. Higher education is just college. So when you're in high school, no, we didn't get fucking calculators.
I mean, overall, schools kind of suck in the U.S. I mean, in my experience, only in one school district. They leave a lot to be desired, so I'm like you. I like to learn, and I feel like...
Oh, we're self-learners.
Once you get out of school, or even while you're still in school, I feel like you have to find ways to educate yourself and learn new things, because we're talking like bare minimum.
Well, the thing about it is too, first of all, the American school system, we don't value education, and also the way they don't get you to act out or to make disruptions in school. They don't try to understand your situation. They don't try to talk it out. No. That's not the American way. They punish you, and if you keep on going, they kick you out of fucking school. And
that
they make
solves the problem.
Yeah, and they make it your problem to find a GED.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I think this is just going to be a
Trash
US
America.
rant.
Trash America. Well, we're American.
Story hour.
What can you do? But anyways, they don't value the American school system. The government doesn't. They're too busy building warships, floating around the ocean.
See, that's why I feel like I need to unplug from America at some point in the near future, because I honestly, I feel like it's really easy when you live here. I think you were kind of talking about that, to just feel like this is everything, you know, whatever's happening here, all the problems, the good, the bad, that's it, that's everything, that's the whole world, but it's really not.
It's not.
There's so much out there.
I think it's harder to unplug than like in Europe, where you could just go over the border. You know what I mean? First of all, America. Not a lot of Americans go to Canada because our country is so big that most countries can fit inside of our country. Japan could fit inside of Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So in Europe, you can go around Europe. There, you can view different cultures. In America, we have different cultures within us. And that's like a problem.
Which should be a good thing. but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know.
So that's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
Did you have anything good happen to you these last few weeks?
I mean, my
Anything
birthday.
happy you want to share?
It's my birthday. My birthday was pretty good.
Do you ever get the birthday blues?
No.
No?
No.
I always get the birthday blues.
Why?
I don't know, because
Age is a number.
I'm just like another year closer to death, you know?
Time doesn't really exist. Somebody made time.
Oh my god, bitch, don't get me started. I'll start on all my hippy dippy. Time's not real. Money's not real.
Doc, can I tell you that? So you told me about that whole TikTok thing where people are like going to different realities.
Shifting.
And I found those weirdos on TikTok, and I just could not stop watching it because I'm like, this is preposterous.
Like, it's so crazy, but at the same time, I low-key am like, well, that, like, 0.001% chance that it might be real, like, I just have to hang on to that because I'm done with this reality.
Do you know what it is? I'll be honest with you. Mm-hmm. These people don't. These are mostly our Zoomers. Shout out to the Zoomers, no disrespect, but you guys don't know what it's like to be bored. You have grown up with technology. I used to have to, for punishment, stare at the wall for like 4 hours, and I would just make up stuff in my head.
That's terrible.
Yeah, well, you've been bored before, right? Like, really deeply bored when you were a kid. Mm-hmm. These guys do not know what it's like to have, like, nothing. You cannot play on your phone. You're not even, when I was staring at the wall, I was not allowed to, like, move.
Bitch, I need more deets on that story.
Wow, a lot of people let their kids, or make their kids face the wall. But, yeah.
For 4 hours?
Oh, for 4 hours, 3 hours. I think probably 4.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time.
Well.
Yeah, I would definitely have like a whole
that's why
movie
I think,
playing in my head.
I know. I think that's why I'm so good at like doing. When I used to work at Kohl's, and I'd have to do like school assignments for like graphic design classes, I'd do my work in my head as I was folding. So then I'd have a plan when I got home to do my homework. So I would do everything in my head.
So I actually have never thought of this. Do you think like Zoomers and Alpha after them, you think they don't have as like a much of a vivid imagination or like a rich inner world, I guess you could call it?
Well, that would be ignorant of me to say because I've never been in their head. But also...
but yes, they're fucking dumb.
But yes, they're fucking dumb.
I have a soft spot for Gen Z. Did you hear about how... I could be wrong. I'm going to say it's Florida.
Oh, no, don't say gay?
Yes, that if students were thought to be gay or presenting, you know, something other than their assigned gender, they were going to send letters home, basically outing them to their parents. So all the kids decided to say they were gay. Because then no one can get in trouble.
That's beautiful. But also, here we go again. With the government, overreaching. To be fair, I want businesses and stuff to be like in Asia. In Vietnam, you don't even have to have a business license. You just open a fucking shop. What's up? The government, I think, overreaches too much.
Oh, agreed.
This religion thing, it's ridiculous.
I know. I don't care about your Bible. No offense.
The whole praying before school events, insane. My kid will never, if I ever have kids, never go into public school.
Really? Are you in homeschool?
Not homeschool, private school. Okay. Not private Catholic school, though.
But the outfits are so fire.
I know. I really want one. I regret that I never got to go to high school on Guam, because then I would have went to Catholic school.
Yeah. I went to school, like, you know, I used to go to Mexico every summer growing up. And once, I don't remember why, but basically we stayed in Mexico after school started. So my mom fucking signed me up.
For school?
For school in Mexico. I think I was like in 3rd or 4th grade.
What the fuck?
When I tell you I was shook by culture shock, I was shooketh. But basically, everyone wears uniforms there. And the school that I went to, their uniform was kind of like this like sailor looking outfit. Anyway, long story short, I loved it because I was in my Sailor Moon phase.
Is that why you were so shook?
Yes. I was shook that they made me mop and stuff.
They made you mop?
Yeah.
What?
they would have kids clean the classroom.
So this is just like Japan.
Is that what they do? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like when it was my turn, they're like, oh, you have to mop. And I remember all the kids made fun of me because I didn't know how to mop.
Stop. Did you tell them? This is a very American kid thing that you would tell them. I don't work here. An American kid would tell them that.
Oh my gosh.
Then your ass would have been exiled.
Pretty much. I think I was only there for like a month or maybe a month and a half, but it's definitely stuck with me.
Is it awesome?
Was it awesome?
Yeah.
Parts of it kind of were.
Nice.
We didn't get like the gross school lunches. Again, we didn't have free lunches, but I could get, like tacos or tortas for lunch. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know America, our public school system is one of the only ones in the world where you don't, the majority don't have to wear uniforms. Like my elementary in the States, my one on Guam, I had to wear uniforms. The one in the States, never any uniforms.
Yeah, well, I remember, elementary, middle school, no uniforms. It wasn't until I got to high school where they started implementing that whole thing where, like, you can only wear these 3 colors, and that was basically the only rule, I think.
And see, in the States, it goes by school, because my high school never told me that. No, we could wear whatever. Well, obviously not whatever, but no tank tops. No tank tops for ladies. But, yeah, it's good. See, and it varies. So it's so crazy. I don't know. School system in America, don't put your kids through it.
Mm-mm. I'm gonna climb. This is the most random.
We haven't seen each other for a month.
I know.
I'm gonna make so many mini casts out of this. How long have we been recording?
I don't even know. We've been here like an hour and a half.
It's okay.
So
an
I think
hour
we
of that
have-
is our podcast. 30
I think
minutes?
we have at least an hour.
Okay, any last minute feminist things you want to say?
Fuck the patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
My body, my choice.
Thank you.
And
I want you to
free
say
Britney forever.
thank you.
Those are my parting words
I thought
to
you were going to say, fuck America, I'm out of here, bitches.
No, I have a soft spot for America.
I always get surprised when Europeans, like, Rebel Wilson became a citizen.
Mm-hmm.
I always get surprised they want to come here.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do their work.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. And, having an American passport gets you into a lot of places.
I can tell you where it doesn't get you.
Russia?
Yeah, the Middle East.
Really?
No, I think we can still go to the Middle East, but us as women probably shouldn't.
So what are your parting words?
My parting words are, things are unfair, but it's the great American tradition.
Not be...
So not to be fair, you know what I mean?
And get a gun.
Yeah, exactly. Something's always not fair for somebody.
Oh, America.
Oh, America.
The beautiful.
And buy a gun. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you want more from us, you can find us at
Homies in Retrograde on all social media platforms.
Bye.